Back with another Savage stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in and checking out my channel, my videos, and liking my old videos and my, I don't know, commenting on my videos and sharing my videos and all that cool stuff. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for doing all that and hanging out and letting me talk about some crypto. So tonight, I know last week was a really bad week. I didn't do hardly any streams. I think I only streamed on Monday and that was it. But tonight we are going to cover basically what we did last Monday as well with the Conceal mining profits, but there's some really cool stuff that happened with Conceal. Some of you already know kind of what happened. Not really what happened, but some good news. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And we'll also talk about, what is Conceal, kind of go over the general overview of what Conceal is. I've done a lot of content on Conceal. We mined it a lot, but it's always good to freshen up the videos or freshen up the like do a review and an update, right? So like an update of Conceal I think is warranted at this point. Keep in mind though, they are looking at some type, I'm getting little bits of information, but they are looking at some type of a rebranding. I don't think it's like a full rebranding. There's just a couple of things that they have to change in order to make it more marketable and more appealing to the public. I think that that's probably what they're shooting for. I don't know what all it's going to entail, how deep it's going to go. Are they changing logos? Are they changing name? Are they changing ticker? I doubt it, but all those things are kind of up in the air right now. I don't know. Maybe if I could probably ask some folks about it, but at this point I'm not too worried about it. But just know that you guys probably, if you watch my channel at all, you know that I'm not a real big fan on rebranding. I think that it reveals a little bit of short-sightedness, but hopefully in this case we're not worried about that. So but yeah, let's talk about this. Let me check the chat just for a second, just to make sure that everything is going good. And hey, what's up, Chan Coin, Fire Marshal Bill, Sonia Neer, what's up, Pocket Change? Thanks so much, Sonia Neer. Yep. Techman and Crypto Mikkel, thanks for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Gonna try to be consistent this week and go every night. I am going to probably start looking at doing just regular videos and not so many live streams, but we'll see how this works out this week. Okay, so what about Conceal? Now we've been mining it for this week, but I want to kind of go over Conceal in general a little bit, just to bring everybody up to speed with what exactly we are talking about here. The cool thing that kind of happened here is that Conceal is getting a little bit more exposure, which is really cool. Even VoskCoin has over 300,000, which is humongous in the mining space. He has over 300,000 subscribers, 327,000, and he did a Conceal video, or release a Conceal video today. And I like the title here because it's basically a mineable decentralized finance DeFi project, right? Super cool. We've known that. If you've been watching my channel, we've known that for quite some time. But this is really cool stuff. It's a good video. It's only 16 minutes. He cut my time in half basically, because I'm always at around 30 minutes. But super cool video, very informative. So go and check that out. I'll try to remember to drop that in the description in a bit. So yeah, check out that video. Pretty cool stuff to see Vosk picking up on Conceal. And they've been saying that was going to happen. I kind of assumed that it was Vosk because they were saying, the team, if you follow them on Twitter or check out their Discord or anything, they've been kind of hinting around to the fact that Vosk or some large YouTuber was going to do some content on Conceal. So it was Vosk, and that's kind of cool to find out. I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, smash those likes, guys. You know what to do. So we are going to talk about CCX profits at the end. We'll get to that. Keep in mind that none of this is financial advice. You guys know that. This video, as far as the mining profit part of it is actually good for newcomers and people to kind of get a grasp on what is required or what you should be thinking about if you are getting into mining. We've got a huge amount of influx of new miners, new people coming into the space. So this video, as far as that goes, now if you're interested in Conceal at all, this is a good video. I think we're going to cover a lot of cool stuff. But at the end, whenever we start talking about the profitability and mining profits of our little 10 GPU P106 rig, that content is actually pretty good for newcomers to get an idea of what's going on. So let's talk about CCX a little bit here. So what is CCX? They tout themselves as blockchain powered banking. Now, if you've been watching my channel at all, you know that I've done a lot of videos on this, and they came out in 2018. It's a CryptoNote algorithm project as far as the proof of work mining. And they initially, even way back then in 2018, they had a staking and on-chain cold staking, so meaning that your wallet didn't have to be up and running, you didn't have to get a VPS, a virtual private server, none of that stuff. It was done through hash time lock contracts, HTLC, on the blockchain. So basically you were able to lock up a certain number of, they've gone through 3 different versions of it, but let's just not worry about the previous version. We'll just talk about the current version of the interest earning staking and all that. So you lock up a certain number of coins on the blockchain for a certain number of time. The longer you stake, the more interest you earn. Now, if this sounds familiar, that's kind of like what a lot of the DeFi projects are doing today. And this is 3 years ago that they were already doing this. So even way back then, I knew that it was going to be huge. I knew that this is the kind of thing that I could get behind pretty easily because I like stuff like that. Earning interest, staking, and all that stuff. It's a solid project, and it's been around a long time. And the way I described it in other videos is it was basically DeFi before DeFi was cool, right? So they were doing decentralized finance way back in 2018. I know there were other projects that did it as well, but they were pretty forward-looking, right? So they saw a lot of things. It seemed like the team saw a lot of things that could, the potential of this particular aspect of owning cryptocurrency and then being able to lock it up and earn interest on that particular kind of like a what's that called? Certificate of deposit, CD, right? In a bank. It's kind of like that, but it's on the blockchain. So it's pretty cool. And if you look at like basically what they have going on here, they have a chart here. You can actually get to this from their website too. Let me actually do that. That would be better. So if you go to conceal.network and scroll down, I think it's down here. So, nope, not on this part. Hang on. It's on the main page here, conceal.network. And then if you scroll down a little bit here, so you can plug in numbers here. And let's say that you had 20,000 CCX and you stake those for 12 months. Then you would earn the maximum, which is 6%. Now that is incredible whenever you think about what you would gain, what your interest rate on, say, a checking account. I believe that, average probably is 0.01% on a checking account. It's ridiculous, right? And then even on a savings account. Now I know the Fed messes with the rates and it does go up and down. It does fluctuate a little bit. But even on a checking or a savings account, at a bank or a what's that other thing called? Credit union. So even at a bank or a credit union, you are looking at 0.1% interest, APY, right? And that's ridiculous if you think about it. I mean, especially if you have like a large amount of money in there, because you're earning so little on it. I mean, it's really it's insane, right? What is actually happening. And then they've even, brought up this potential negative interest rates and stuff like that, which basically means that you pay them for them to store your money. So you're paying them interest, right? Which is even crazier if you think about it. So anyway, this is really significant because, you can earn up to 6% APY as long as you stake. I believe the minimum, yeah, anything over 20,000 CCX. You can see right here in the chart. So anything over 20,000 CCX, the base is 4.9, so the lowest you get is 4.9, and then the maximum is 6. So that, I mean, you earn 1,200 CCX. So right now, you know, let's just bump it up to say that Conceal was actually $1 right now. It's at 70 cents, I think. It's actually going up a little bit from what it was earlier today. I mean, it's down 24 hours, but it was down more. So let's just say it's $1 just to make the calculation easy. So if you say that it's $1, then you stake 20,000. Then in that year, on that 20,000, basically US dollar value, you earn 1,200. So whenever you unstake, you get 1,200 back. And let me show you how easy this is. All right, so this is their wallet. And this is what I was talking about. This is on-chain staking, okay? So this is just it's super easy. We're gonna go to banking, and you can see this is just my Play wallet here. This is for YouTube, and I've got, how much was it? Just 171.5, and some of this is what we've mined like the past couple of weeks that we've been mining Conceal on the Kajimi dedicated rig. But I wanted to show you this. So if you go to banking, let's just say that we want to deposit 100 of the 171 that we have in here. Now I would like to see on an update, if the devs are watching, maybe they'll watch later, but I'd like to see like a max button, you know, like 100%, 50%, 25% or something like that up here, so that you can just easily throw in a number from your total available, right? It makes things a little bit easier. So anyway, I plugged in 100 here, and then you go, how long should your deposit last? 12 months. Okay, great. So the interest rate based on this information right here, because remember we have to go back and look at what our chart shows us. So we're only doing 100, right? So we're going to be in this lower maximum interest of 4, right? So we're going to be in this lower tier here. You know, they got basically 3 tiers. And then it looks like it tells you the length on the blockchain and all that cool stuff, so you know about how long it's going to last. We're going to go, instead of 12 months, because I don't want to do that, I want to do, actually, we could do, I'll do 12 months. Nah, let's see, let's do something a little safer at the moment, right? Because this is just a play around wallet. Let's do 1 month. All right. So with 1 month, you know, it knocks your interest rate way down, right? Because, you know, you're not staking for very long. And then we are just going to say make deposit. All the details are right here. So we're going to go make deposit. Please note that your funds are locked in a deposit. You will not have access until maturity. Are you sure you want to proceed? Okay. So now we are locking, you know, right here it shows new deposit, 100 with the fee. And then let's see here. Yeah, it says we only have 71 available now, and then the lock is 100. Now this is in a hash time lock contract on the blockchain. So I can close this wallet and that doesn't like unstake it. There's no reason to leave it. It's on chain. So there's no reason, it's cold staking. There's no reason to leave the wallet up. You don't have it. There's no further, there's nothing else you have to do. This is it. So that's how you would earn interest. Now, you know, obviously this is a very small amount, but just think of this in terms of larger amounts. You know, I mean, you're talking, like I showed you, 20,000. If it was if they were $1 each CCX, then $20,000 would earn you 1,200 on the year. Now that's not. Let's see. How does that? I would have to compare that to. Yeah, I was gonna bring up and compare that to Ethereum staking. Maybe I'll do that some other time. But I'm thinking that it would be, I think Ethereum is still a little bit higher percentage, I think. Let's go and look. Doesn't matter, but I just want to kind of get this through my head here. Yeah, so like right now they're at 7.4, but you know, compared to 6, right? So that's a little bit more, but as more gets staked, now obviously, you know, there's a very cool profit or a monetary policy here that's going on, and if they, towards 7 million staked Ethereum, they get down to 6%. But obviously the value of Ethereum here would be, I would assume, to be a very large amount if there's this much stake. Probably, another 30% or 40% higher than what it is now, for you to get to this point. But anyway, so yeah, just cool little comparison there. Only 7.5% right now on Ethereum, and you get 6 on CCX. And you have all the other features of CCX, which is all the privacy stuff, right? So one of the cool things is that, well, let's go through this here. All right, so I talked about the interest. Let's look at their website. Their website's really cool. They've done a lot of updates in it, and it's awesome. So if we go to conceal.network and then go to DeFi, you're going to go to, I think that this is just talking about it. I think that this is for wallets. I'm going to go back over here. The cloud is the cloud wallet. So it's basically like a web wallet, which is what this is right here. And it looks very similar to their main wallet. They're very consistent with colors and their scheme and all that. So this is pretty cool. They do have deposits on cloud as well now, which I think that's a fairly recent. This is strange. 100,000? I didn't mistake that. What am I looking at here? Okay, so that must be what's on the chain. Okay, I got it. All right. So yeah, so they have online, so you can do it from the cloud, and this mimics this works with their mobile wallet as well. So it's kind of like the same technology used. As far as I know, I don't think that has changed recently or anything. So this is their cloud wallet. This is where you can create a ConcealID. Also, this is like their naming convention, so that you don't have to use the actual address. You can just use, like in my case, savagemine.conceal.id. If you were to send coins to that address, like from the wallet, for example, let's do it. We go over here, send funds, address. Instead of putting in the difficult address, right? You can just do it like this. And then that will go to my web wallet. So eventually it should come up over here and say deposit received or transaction received, and it'll be 1, because I only sent 1 in there. Yeah, see right here, it went to locked, so it knows that it's coming in, right? And then once it's confirmed, I don't know how many confirmations it needs, but eventually it'll come up over here and say, received 1 CCX or whatever, right? And I did that using my ConcealID, not the address. I just plugged this right here in, and that was it. So that's kind of cool. Then you got Conceal Pay, which this is for receiving online payments. Kind of cool to set this up if you have a website and you want to receive payments in CCX. You got like a contacts list here, for commonly used, frequently used addresses. And you got settings. I'm not going to go there. All right. So that's the cloud wallet. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see here. What else we got? The desktop wallets. They've got all kinds of versions of that. I think I saw something about, I don't know why it's not in here, but this shows only Android for the wallet. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they also have, we'll get to that in a minute. So that whenever I click on mobile over here, I believe that they have Apple. I think, at least maybe it's, I'll go ahead and do it. So right here it says iPhone. Okay, so yeah, you're just basically using the web, the cloud wallet for iOS. But you're able to add it to the home screen and all that stuff, so pretty cool. At least it's there, right? Not quite as slick as as having a full-blown app, but it is available. All right, let's see what else we got. So we went over the ID already. Basically your brand on the blockchain. That's that ConcealID. And anyone can create that. You have to do it, I believe you have to do it in the web wallet though, the cloud wallet. They also have messaging. This is kind of cool because they've had encrypted messaging for a really long time. Okay, so I don't know when this was implemented. It might have been right away, but it does have self-destruct, and all this is encrypted, right? So, you know, you could use this to store data, basically passwords or whatever, because you have to unlock the wallet. If you have your wallet secured, then you have to unlock the wallet, and if the wallet's encrypted, then everything that you put in here will be encrypted as well, right? So you could store, you know, not only could you talk securely with other people this way, this is simple messaging on the blockchain. This is not one of their roadmap items, which is ConcealID, C-Live. That's their full-blown messaging app and messaging video and all that stuff that they're working on. This is different. This is just basic blockchain messaging. And it does have self-destruct. And we'll send this. See if it works. We'll come over here to the cloud again. I'm not even sure where that shows up. Okay, so there's the incoming transaction of the 1 CCX that we received, or that we sent using the ConcealID. Thought you could do messaging from here as well. Yeah. Apparently you can. But I don't know how to look at it. This is the message right here. See here. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to play around with that. Okay. Don't want to get wrapped around the axle here. So we will press on and go back to their website. So yeah, that's been around since, I think, since the very beginning. And then we did the mobile already, and then Conceal Pay. This is the one where you're receiving payments on the blockchain. And you would do this through the cloud wallet as well. Pay, and then this is where you set that up to be able to receive payments, CCX payments. All right, so let's look at some other tabs here. You got the About, lots of information here. So be sure you go to conceal.network to check all this stuff out. You got info. One thing that's kind of cool that they recently implemented is a help desk. So if you click on help desk here, you can submit a ticket this way. Kind of cool, you know, to be able to do it online like this, right? So that's nice. Nice feature. I mean, what low market cap project has something like this? You know, not very many, I don't think. That's definitely a higher market cap project type feature there. But I thought that was pretty cool that they have that. And then the super cool stuff is they do have a buy CCX here, and I believe that this is still being worked on. Selected pairs under construction. Okay, so that's euros. So I think that, let's go US dollar here. I don't know if all this works. Okay, so this might work. I would, you know, really pay attention to the relationship here on this. You know, make sure that you're comparing it to what the value is. I know at first there was like a really weird thing going on where it was out of whack as far as the value. You know, like you would send $50 and get on the minimum is 50. Okay, so you send $50 and it would only get you like, I mean, this was way back whenever this first came out. It was not enough, compared to what you were sending. So yeah, pretty cool, easy way to actually buy CCX here or sell, possibly in the future here. And then you can also swap, it looks like. That's cool. So easy ways of interacting with Conceal and getting Conceal if you don't have some already. If you didn't mine it for a whole year like we did. Then you got the wrap CCX, which is basically now, which is really cool because right now the wrap CCX, if you're not familiar, basically it's taking a CCX token, sort of, right? And if you wrap it, then that value is locked and you can actually use it on Ethereum platform or Binance Smart Chain now. So it's on Ethereum and BSC, which is really cool because you can swap in and out of it and basically go private with any of your DeFi profits. For example, like if you're over there killing it on Shiba Inu or whatever, Doge or whatever, then you can actually get that into a privacy coin CCX from those platforms, and that's really cool. I like that. That's a really sweet feature there. So if you go to buy CCX, and that pulls you over to Uniswap, and that is where you're going to go back and forth. You can swap ETH for WCCX to then go on that platform and use you can use WCCX over there. WCCX is part of, it's in MetaMask, for example. You can add it in there. Now that's just this part of it. Now as far as the actual bridges, that's a little different. That's just swapping. Now they also have a bridge where you go straight from CCX to Ethereum, WCCX, or Binance Smart Chain. And then you can go back, right? So like you can go from Binance Smart Chain back to Conceal. So you see what I'm saying about, getting whatever your profits are over here into a privacy coin and basically going dark, right? So, you're hiding, you're concealing at that point. And yeah, pretty cool. Full-blown privacy coin. That's their whole strategy there. Let me check the chat, see where we're at over here. What is up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. You guys are awesome. Is anybody holding down the moderation over here? Looks like everybody's behaving. Crypto Mikkel, I believe that we use XMR Stack. That's what I use. I think that I want to say that because it's CN-GPU, right? So it's CryptoNight-GPU. So whatever miners work with that, but in my case, I use XMR Stack. All right, so let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything. Oh, you know what I didn't cover is labs. So they do have a labs, Conceal Labs. Basically, you can think of this as a way to work with Conceal, because Conceal is a community-driven project, right? They do a community request. I'm gonna forget the name of it, but basically where they get community input and figure out what the next thing that they're going to create. Sometimes they go and do their own thing, which they got the team, the Conceal team, they have to do what they think is best for the project too. But it is a community-driven project. There is a lot of community involvement. Let me see if I go down here, the team here. I think that they recently removed. Yeah, they used to have pictures here, but they have removed it and gone back to anonymous as far as their pictures go. I would assume that they might just be updating the pictures. I don't know what they're doing here, but yeah, anyway. So let's see, what was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. Miner, yeah, I forgot. Okay, doesn't matter. Go back to the top here. Oh, the community-driven project, that's what it was. So it is community-driven, and Conceal Labs is actually where you can come in here. Where is it at? You can actually get paid to work on something with Conceal, right? If you've got like a great idea, if you've got something that you would like to, if you're a developer and you would like to add to it, then you can come in here and apply to Conceal Labs, say, here's what I would like to create for the project, you know, and then work it out that way with the team and the community. And then I believe that there's money set aside for this, money being CCX tokens, right, that are set aside for the CCX coins that are set aside for this purpose. So that's kind of neat. If you're a developer and you just want to, you think you could add to the project in some constructive way, then you can come in here and actually get paid to do it. So that's kind of neat. ChanCoin, it's CN-GPU, so it's CryptoNight-GPU, which means that it is it doesn't favor either AMD or NVIDIA that much. There are some, you know, differences, but I think that you can mine it with almost any GPU, any semi-modern. I mean, I'm mining it with 3 gig P106 90s, so you know they're 5 years old. So you know anything modern you can mine with it. All right, so let's get into the real meat of this, because we have to go over the profitability for the week. Now, we built this rig about November timeframe, and the hardware that we bought, some of it I already had, some of it I bought the P106 90s right after Ethereum Classic forked to ETC hash, the new mining algorithm, after they got 51% attacked 3 or 4 times last year. So they went to ETC hash, and right as soon as that happened, I was like, you know what? I think that I saw some P106 93 gigs for really cheap on eBay the other day, and sure enough, I looked, and they were 35. I always leave this as 39. It's actually 35. $35 each. Okay, and I bought 11 of them because I can fit 11 of them on a Veta 6 GPU frame, right? So I drilled my own holes in the I/O shield bar, you know, the mounting bar, the GPU mounting bar, and allow 11 GPUs to be installed on a 6 GPU rig, which, you know, saves space and all that stuff. It does run some problems with overheating, you know, or the GPUs are pretty close together, so you know you can kind of get an idea that sometimes there's cooling issues, right? But I put a box fan on the top of this, and that thing, it stays pretty cool. It's not too bad. You know, what really concerns me about my setup is my ambient temperature, because the ambient temperature in the house, the room here, is about 80 degrees. So that keeps the mining vault a little bit warmer than what I would like. I'm looking at maybe adding either a split AC unit, a mini split, or like a portable or something in there to add a little bit of AC, because I've got plenty of air movement. I've got plenty of fan. You know, the air is being changed out in there very frequently, but it's just not adequate with the ambient temperature. Because in the wintertime, I mean, it's fine. In the wintertime, it's fine. But where I'm at, it gets super hot in the summer, and it's pretty rough. So I'm considering some other things. I might actually move one of the rigs out of the vault and into the garage, even though the garage doesn't really have good cooling, but there's enough space. You know, it's a large enough area, and I had the rigs in there initially anyway. So if I could split them up a little bit, put at least one of the hottest rigs, you know, Dagobah, the RX 580 rig, put it in the garage, then that would only have 3 rigs in here, about 3,000 watts, so, or 2,800 watts. So it should work out a little bit better. But anyway, all right, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. So this was the hardware that I paid for. So the rig cost about $1,128. You know, you can see all the hardware here. Not going to go over it. I go over it every week. So this is what it is. But the 2 things I want to point out is that the P10690s, these little 3 gig cards, whenever I paid for them, whenever I bought them, they were $35. Now you can see what the prices are. Everything is up because mining is so profitable. You know, we all know this. At this point, I mean, I can't even believe I'm going to click on this is a 4-year-old RX 588 GPU rig, and this thing is making $55 a day. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But anyway, so, you know, Ethereum fees are through the roof right now. Oh my gosh, they're so crazy. 220 Gwei. Yeah, and look at that, just refreshing it went up a lot. 272. That's insane. Okay, so anyway, yeah, all the hardware for mining is going through the roof. It's still going up. DeFi, we haven't even started summer yet. Remember, last summer was DeFi summer. They're predicting this summer is going to be DeFi summer 2. And we also have, with Ethereum, we've got EIP 1559 coming up. That's going to be humongous for the potential value of Ethereum. There's just so much stuff going on. And then regarding Conceal, this is their month, man. They have so much coming out by the end of the month. May 23rd, I think, is basically the due date for a lot of their releases. They've got a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of stuff planned. And it all kind of kicked off with the VoskCoin video. I think that was like their plan was to, you know, get that initial exposure from Vosk and his 300,000 subscribers. Get some people looking at Conceal. I think that's a good thing, and then go from there. So, yeah, Conceal's got a lot going on this month. But if you looked at today's price of the hardware that I paid for, you're looking at about, you know, I paid about $1,128. Some of the stuff I had left over just from another rig, just spare parts and stuff. The GPUs I did buy new to me, right? And then this is basically what they cost today. But you saw the prices are actually more like about $200 each. And so you're looking at about $3,000 today. Now, the funny thing is that even if you were to buy this today, this rig would have already paid for itself. If you would have paid these prices, you know, say a couple months ago, and we mined Ethereum Classic like we did initially, then you would have already broke even on this rig, which is amazing. Some YouTuber content creators are talking about this now. I think that Red Panda Mining, I think he did a video where he broke even on a rig in 88 days or something like that. That I can't remember the cost of the rig. It was like $3,000 or $4,000, I believe, and he's already broken even on it, which is insane. Okay, so that's the P10690. Then the other significant item that has gone up in value a lot or gone up in cost a lot, is the motherboard, which is H110 Pro BTC Plus. Tell this story every week. About a year ago, I saw a listing on eBay, I believe it was on eBay, for 10 of these H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboards for $35 each. So for $350, you could have got 10 of them. Now you could have sold them for, you know, $4,000 or something like that. So pretty insane. Prices are crazy. Right now is not a great time to actually start mining, but like I just said a couple minutes ago, you could actually break even spending all this money. You could break even in a relatively short amount of time. Not financial advice, not mining advice, but it is what it is. There you go. Okay, so there's the hardware, and let's look at the rig in HiveOS. I am running HiveOS on it. I do have the latest version and all that stuff. I did updates, I think, last night. Now, if you do notice this load average, I haven't figured this out yet, but load average is basically where your CPU, now this is a Pentium 4400, and it's apparently with this particular algorithm, it's not the hardware, okay? It's the mining algorithm that is being used is what is causing this. So the load average is basically saying these are the processes that are waiting to be processed by the processor. Not this is the CPU, not the GPUs. And it apparently doesn't affect mining speeds or anything like that, because I haven't noticed any type of negative impact. So it just probably runs the CPU a little hotter than usual, you know, things like that. I have not figured out how to get that down, you know, like all these other ones that are using different miners are fine. It seems like just this miner and mining C and GPU is whenever I get that high load average. So anyway, this is the rig right here. So if I click on the rig, you can see the hardware, maybe if HiveOS is going to work. There we go. So the hardware, you can see the different hash rates for each individual GPU. There are only 10. I did buy 11. One of them went bad, or eventually went bad. It might have been bad out of the box, but at the time, that was before the mining craze, and values had not increased very much yet. So I wasn't too heartbroken about losing one of the GPUs that I bought for $35. I'm still not that salty about it, but at this point I'm like, man, that's $200. But anyway, so you can see here the temperatures are a little bit high right now because I do have the door closed because I'm doing the video, and you see the wattage and all that stuff. This is way lower than what it actually is. It's probably more like 75, you know, somewhere around there for each one of them. But overclock settings, all that stuff, you can see that in here. I've tried a lot of different overclock settings. These seem to be about the best and for efficiency. So that's what the flight sheet looks like. Or I'm sorry, that's what the overclock settings look like. The flight sheet looks like this. We are using Soapy Fresh, his pool. So this is the pool that we're actually mining to. You can see the stats here for our address that we're mining to, and you can compare that to the I did. I closed the wallet. So you compare that to the wallet that we're mining to. This is the desktop wallet address, and yeah, you can see the last share submitted. So you know that this is real-time info here. Okay, so I'm bringing up the wallet again. It'll take us just a second. While that's going on, I will check the chat, see what is up. That's good advice there, Gallo. Yeah, it would be something. Yeah, I've got a really small room. It's only 5 feet by 5 feet. So I do believe that a portable would work in there. It's a super small space. But I thought about the mini split also. It's just whether or not I can actually put something like that inside, because it's actually an internal room. So it is. I don't know how that would work with mounting the the condenser and all that stuff. I'd have to really dive into that. I think my plan is to actually move one of the rigs out to the garage and just see if that can keep the temperatures reasonable in here, you know, that way. All right, so from the wallet, what I do is I go over here to transactions. Now, if you go to the pool, you know, the pool is going to tell you, or should tell you, all the pertinent information. You can see here, we started mining this, you know, for these videos, for these live streams 2 weeks ago. And you can see that I've made, total paid out is 118 CCX. And, you know, some other stats here. I think that you have to, I might be able to change it, but I've got it set to where basically 1 CCX per payout. And you can see that if you look at the transactions here. Well, there's a lot of 1 CCX transactions here, right? So what I do is I export the CSV, and then I have to modify it a little bit, you know, to make it work for the spreadsheet here, the Google Sheet. but essentially get it into this format over here. Now, here's the thing. We started mining Ethereum Classic back in November, which if you know anything about what's going on with Ethereum Classic right now, that's a good thing, right? So look at all these ETC that we earned, you know, for a few months here. We mined it looks like from the end of November all the way through March 7th, it looks like. So during that time, we mined 49, and it actually ended up being a little bit more than that, but 49, let's call it 51 because I know that it was actually 51. So we mined 51 ETC. And look at the current ETC value that I have in here is only $53, right? So let's go and look at what is ETC's value right now. I think they went up to $161. Now they're getting crushed now, but I think that their max or their recent high here is all-time high, $167. Ethereum Classic. That's crazy. All right. So I'm gonna copy that, throw that in here, and watch the magic on the current ETC earned. Current total in US dollars is $5,173. So in those 3 months that we mined, or 4 months that we mined ETC, we earned over 5,000 bucks. Craziness, right? Now, after that, we did Raven. We switched the rig over to Raven. And we mined Raven for quite a while. You can see here what we did there. Yeah, it looks like about 6 weeks, maybe something like that. Maybe 7 weeks, 6 weeks. Okay, so about 6 weeks. And what is the current value of Raven? We mined about 1,700. And I think the value of Raven is down a little bit. Let's go and check that out. Oh, wow. Good price. Down to 15 cents. So we're going to go in here, paste that in there. So it's going to take a little bit down. And then on our CCX side, like I said, I had already plugged this in. Now, this was last week. Or last couple weeks for that one. Actually, no, that was 1 week, yeah. And then, so this week, so last week we only mined about 41, looks like. This week we mined 80. So we mined 80 CCX this week for a total, CCX is about 70 cents right now, I think. Yeah, 70.2. We'll go like this. So bring that over here. All right, so about $56 this week. So if we come over here and I think that was already plugged into here. 213. No, 300. Okay. So I need to go do plus E300. All right, so 1788, and then the value here, we're going to plug that in here. So it looks like we've mined about, oh no, that's Raven. Wait, what am I doing? For CCX. Wrong coin there, dude. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I already got that one. Okay, so 122 total so far at 70 cents. So about $85 is what we have mined so far. Not bad, not bad. And then if we go over here to the dashboard, we can see that the total rig cost was $11.28. What we've earned is about $5,500, and we are 388% over break even. so we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good on a 6-7 month old rig, right? Well, it's only, yeah, about 6.5 months old. So not bad, not bad at all. All right, let's see what we got. What we got? Yeah, if we go over here, so if you go to HiveOS and look at what our hash rate is, it's 4.2 essentially, 4.2K, and our power is about 965. So if we plug that into what to mine under CNGPU, yeah, let's go to Kajime first. There we go. So we got 4,200. You can see that none of the GPUs are selected because I've just manually plugged in the numbers down here. So you can see if we clicked on, like, the closest one to a P10690 is probably the 1050 Ti. It's pretty close. But with this rig, because they don't have P10690s listed up here on what to mine, you kind of have to mine the project, see what your hash rate is, and then come back over here and plug in your numbers, which is what I did. So for CNGPU, you got 4,200, 962 about, and then if you go calculate, we get to see what's going on. So technically we should be mining Ergo probably. I haven't tested the rig, so I don't know if I could get, that's auto Lycos, and I don't know if I can get to 20 mega hash with P10690s. I'm not sure, so I'd have to actually do that. But technically, you know, if you're mining the most profitable, clearly right now Ergo is the number one. So if we scroll down through here, like, you got Ravencoin even beating it out still as far as CCX goes, and then you got CCX down here, and there's Ethereum Classic. There it is. So yeah, these are pretty close to each other, not too far apart, so not too been out of shape over that. But it looks like we should have probably, for profitability reasons, we should have stayed on Ravencoin. But, you know, we wanted to switch it up and do some conceal mining again. So that's what we did. And it looks like we should be getting about 15, 16, 17 a day, somewhere around in there with this rig, which I think that works out to about what we got. So 7 days. Yeah, that's about right. We got about 80. So that works out about right. And we are on a smaller pool. So if you go to, you know, miningpoolstats.stream, and if you got any questions, be sure to tag me, put at savagemine over there, so I'll be able to see it if you guys have any questions. So we're gonna go conceal, and you can see that Soapy Fresh is a smaller pool for sure, small amount of hash rate. But oftentimes this doesn't really affect your profitability that much, you know, just because you have more of the hash rate, you know, the luck factor comes in and all those things that work out basically over time. You know, now if you're pool hopping and stuff like that, that's different. But if you're just going to mine a project, then pretty much any pool that is supported you'll basically earn about the same over the same amount of time, right? Unless the pool is just incredibly unlucky for a long time for some reason. But for the most part, you know, the hash rate, you know, the rewards are going to be spread out over the hash rate evenly over longer periods of time, I guess is the way to say it. All right, let me check the chat. We are about to get out of here. I don't see any questions that I haven't answered, so that's cool. All right, yeah, but be sure to check out that Vosk video. It's a good video, 16 minutes, not 45 minutes or an hour like like my videos. Oh my gosh, see, you know, these projects like this that I like, I can talk about a long time. But definitely check out conceal.network. They are, you know, Vosk alluded to it as well. It's like that. It's one of the possible projects that have like real work behind it. There's a real team behind it. There's a real community behind it. And it's not just about the price of the coin, you know, and then pumping and all that stuff. That's not what this is about. And it's like, it's one that really hasn't ran that hard yet. You know, we've seen other other projects like Pirate Chain, that went from a few cents, if I remember right, a few cents all the way to $15 or more, $18 or whatever it was in a really short amount of time. That was insane. But in the case of CCX, it hasn't done that yet. Now, it is on TradeOgre. It's one of the main exchanges, and OGs know that. Conceal, TradeOgre is just really well known, and I love what Vos said about it. It's like, it's the type of exchange that, like, you look at it and you think that they're just gonna rug pull, or disappear the next day with all your crypto, but they're just super steady, and they've been here a really long time. It's not awesome looking or anything, but they do a lot of these smaller projects, proof of work projects that lower market cap, and yeah, you can buy it here basically. But even like a project like Haven, which is up there now, but yeah. So TradeOgre is one of the markets. Let's see what else they got. Conceal. Go to markets. I think that's the main one. Yeah. See, they're not on a whole lot of exchanges. Stex and TradeOgre. That's pretty much it. So this is, but point being, like, they were down, I believe about a year ago, they were at 300,000 market cap. 300,000. That's like mini, micro. That's as small as market cap as you can basically get. And now they're at 7.4 million. The volume is still pretty low, but compared to the market cap, a huge amount of their supply is actually locked up. They have stats over here on their website where you can see all that kind of stuff. I'm probably not going to be able to find it super fast, but I want to say that might be 50% still. Okay, so it's 43.75% that's banked, that's locked up right now. That's 43% of their circulating supply that's locked. That's a huge amount. The total supply is only 18.8 million. So point being, this is one of those projects that have solid development, solid work behind it. It's actually working on stuff and developing things and tools and features that people are actually going to use, and the whole privacy bridge thing with BSC and Ethereum, and then being able to buy it with fiat and all those, the on-ramping and all that stuff plays into the value of a project like this. So and then on top of that, they're privacy oriented, which you guys know I'm a big fan of privacy coins, and this is probably one of my favorite. So if not my favorite, you guys probably read between the lines there. Is definitely my favorite privacy coin. So yeah, it's one of those projects that hasn't really taken off. It has seen some good price movement lately. Let's go over here to CoinGecko real quick. Just look at this. I mean, in 30 days, they're at 400%. So, I mean, saying that they haven't seen, a really good run lately is kind of not true. But, they did run up to, like I said, $1.67, I think, was their high. And then, they've came back down quite a bit. But, smaller market cap coins like this, you're going to see that volatility like that. I'm hoping that May, with the ConcealID, the C Live Messenger video conferencing release, mobile app and all that stuff, and actually desktop app, along with all the other stuff that they got going on, the VoskCoin video and all that. Hopefully we see a lot of price action to the positive direction here, here really soon. So yeah, check these guys out. It's a good project, good team. Not sure why they went anonymous on the pictures there. Maybe I'll ask them, I don't know. But yeah, solid project, guys. Not financial advice. Do your own research, all that cool kind of stuff. I am going to get out of here because I've been talking for an hour. Tomorrow, don't know what we'll talk about. Don't really have a plan, but I'm sure I'll think of something. Flux is good. Flux is a good project as well. No doubt, no doubt. I need to start doing. I need to do some Flux content for sure. I think that this month, though, honestly, this month is probably going to be a lot of Conceal content. There's a lot of features, you know, that we can go more in depth into, and I think that I think that this is their month. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. You know what to do. Stay savage, everybody.